Good evening, YouTube. I'm journaling from my car. This is video diary entry for Monday, November 7th, 2016. My light just went out in my car. I shouldn't be doing this in my car. Now I have to figure something out here. Oh, there it is. So anyway, I'm in my car. I didn't want to do this at home in my house, so I'm in my driveway. It is the eve before a big election. I'm very nervous about this election. I'm terrified of how divided the country is and just how scary this is in general. In addition to that, I'm also still dealing with a thing that I don't want to deal with. I keep bouncing back and forth between depression and anger, and depression and anger, depression, anger, depression, anger, and I can't seem to balance myself. And then once in a while I'll hit this point where I'm like, everything's great, everything's gonna be fine, and that lasts a little bit, and then I get paranoid again and I bounce right back into this grief cycling. I have a hard time with bouncing between steps in a grief cycle. And I think it's perfectly natural. I think most people do have a difficult time with that. And it's not unhuman to feel. So I just have to let myself get better with this. Realizing that nothing will be as it was after a big change like recently. I have to accept the death of what I thought and perhaps work to paint a new picture. I don't want to throw the canvas away when it's sitting there clean and waiting for a new painting. I need to find a way to pick up the paint and just start having a good time with it again, instead of getting mad at myself because the painting didn't work out the way I wanted it to, or the lighting was wrong, or whatever. I need to just paint because I like to paint, and none of this is about painting at all, but it's the best way I can describe what I'm feeling without saying what it's about. But yes, given the opportunity to rebuild something is a nice opportunity, I guess. I am scared. I am afraid of getting hurt. I am nervous. Shaking all the time. I'm paranoid. But I have to learn forgiveness in order to progress in life. If I stay stagnant in a land of bitterness and you know, holding a grudge or resentment towards somebody, I'll never heal from that. That'll always be a burden for me if I cannot manage to let go of all of that resentment and, you know, fear and devastation. If I always want something back the way it was, I'm not really progressing at all, because obviously it was flawed before. If, you know, something happened to cause a drastic change or, you know, potentially end it, it was obviously flawed if it had changed so much. So, you know, maybe things can be stronger once they fall down and you rebuild them. So I do hope everybody gets out to vote tomorrow. It's very, very important. Don't stay home. Just go vote. I know I've been doing an awful lot of these entries recently. I'm going through a whole lot, and I'm just trying to reach out in hopes that, you know, other people see that they're not alone when, obviously, when shit happens. I just want, you know, to let people know that, you know, pain is real, and you can pretend it's not there, but it's there, and it's okay to feel it. It's okay to feel betrayed. It's okay to feel hurt. And I have to keep reminding myself again and again and again that I have done nothing to cause anything like this towards myself. I have done absolutely nothing to make somebody else do something. You can't make somebody do something. They do it of their own free will. I have to keep reminding myself that, you know, people do things not because, you know, you weren't good enough, not because you weren't pretty enough, or whatever the reason. People do things because that's what they do. That's what they decided at the moment they wanted to do. Sometimes when people act in the moment, it is a huge mistake. People can act in the moment and their whole lives can change, or they could lose something very important to them or someone very important to them just for making one bad decision. It's always important to think things through, to think about what you're doing, how it affects your world, how it affects the people in your world. Are you doing something that would hurt somebody? If you're doing something that would hurt somebody, don't do it. Don't do it. Think about it first. The world is self-serving enough. We don't have enough empathic people or people that will think about others. Please try, before you act in the moment, to stop and think about what you're doing. I don't care if that's, you know, bad driving, you know, quitting your job, whatever, you know, burning your house down, cheating on somebody. It's all the same. You know, don't act in the moment. Don't act on a feeling, something that's going to end up changing your life, potentially permanently. I hope everybody has a great night, and thanks for listening. Bye.